welcome to today's video. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another Chatty Get Ready With Me purchase or pass. This is my third one I've filmed. I actually did some orders last night, so that's why I'm doing this now. So I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about what I did. I did get the Firebuds helmet for Kai. I got the front end loader truck for Jackson. Yeah, look at that happy face. That's so cute. You're so cute. Oh my god, he's so cute. I got a Revlon quad because I feel like Revlon has some hidden gems, so I want to try more Revlon. I got the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation Powder because I remember really liking that, so I wanted to try it again. I have a foundation powder collection and I want to build that back up. And I got, did I say I got a Rimmel eyeliner? I got another one of these Rimmel eyeliners. I got the nude one. I did do an Anastasia order as well. I got the Modern Renaissance palette, the Glow Seeker highlighter, and I got the Lip Velvet in the shade Pure Hollywood, if I remember correctly. So that's what I got makeup-wise. I did some personal stuff like bills and stuff like that. I'm planning to get the web spinner toy for Kai, and I want to get this cute truck blanket for Jackson next time that you can customize and have his name on. And I was like, babe, Jackson will have this forever. Like, he will have this into his teens because it's his favorite trucks. I think it's so cute. So that's what I'm going to get them next week. We are looking at Indie Makeup Hotspot on Instagram. That's the account I'm pulling from this week. Very excited. This video is going to go up a few days after I film it. So if there's anything that's released that you thought I would talk about, that might be why. And maybe we can talk about it next time. Alright, so the first thing I see is that Adept Cosmetics released a Flying Fiddles palette. I was on their website and I had seen that this was black and white, so I knew that they were releasing a new palette. I wish, like, for me, this is not a neutral palette. It's not a neutral palette, and I'm not a fan of Adept's matte formula anyways, so I'm completely fine with them it not having that many mattes, because I would just, like, being completely honest, I would reach into another palette anyways for mattes. So that's just me. That's just me. But to me, this is not a neutral palette. I feel like there's just a little too much going on because I'm seeing like some blues and some greens, and I see that weird sea glass color. It's definitely a palette I could be interested in picking up, but I feel like my skincare underneath is peeling up, and I've never had that happen with this like primer before. Anyways, this palette, I feel like I could definitely pick it up sometime. I don't see a price, but knowing Adept, it's probably like $150, somewhere in that area. The product I see that I want to talk about is from Ladybug Glow. It is their Couture palette. It's really fun and pretty. I want to try Ladybug Glow. They just haven't had anything that's really intrigued me like they did when they had their Etsy shop. However, she now has a website as well as her Etsy shop. So the website is going to make shopping for me a lot easier because for some reason Etsy doesn't let me shop on there I don't understand why. I really, really don't, because I never had an Etsy account before, and I was like, okay, because, like, I don't know. Like, this, I don't understand. Like, I can do Shopify, literally PayPal, anything, but Etsy, for some reason, just don't let me shop through them. And I don't get it, because I'm like, the money is there. And when I emailed their customer service, they were like, nobody got back to me. So I was like, okay, forget it. So I don't shop from Etsy anymore. But this is like, I don't know. I just feel like I wish that she would just bring back like her Murky Waters palette. She had a Galaxia palette. She had another palette that was really, really pretty on Etsy. I wish she'd bring those palettes back because I would pay $50 for each of those palettes. No joke. Cosmetics is releasing a palette called the Space Chemistry palette. It's really, really pretty. It's $75 for the full palette and then $12 for the empty palette. I'm definitely going to be picking that up eventually. I don't know when. I'm not going to push myself to pick it up because it's not a color story I really, really enjoy. I'm more into the theme of it. And I do like Terra Moon's Cosmetics' formula, and I want to try more of their singles. They don't have a lot of palettes. They don't. So I would be intrigued to pick this palette up at a later date because you guys know I'm on a no-buy. Of course, I'm actually filming this in February, which is the month that my no-buy does not exist. My no-buy just does not exist. I'm going crazy with purchases. because I'm thinking, if I spend some of my tax money on makeup, it'll make the easy going through the year of not purchasing as much makeup so much easier. Has released the Ultraviolet collection with DeAndrea Nicole. I hope I'm saying that right. The eyeshadow palette is $62. Multi-chrome lip glosses are $22, and the multi-chrome loose pigments are $17. It's literally just a monochromatic purple palette, but it's very, very beautiful. It's very beautiful. I have to say that. I would definitely be intrigued to pick this up. I've never tried Bella Beauté Bar, so if you have, let me know about their customer service. I'm intrigued. There's a lot of products I want to try from Bella Beauté Bar. But anyways, I'm intrigued. Let me know what you guys think about Bella Beauté Bar. Is if you've tried it, how is their customer service and how is their product quality and shipping? Just let me know everything. Inslee Rain Cosmetics' Cold Moon collection. So there's a Cold Moon palette, 5 pigments and 7 single shadows. Inslee Rain is like that is a color story I love because that color story reminds me a lot. The Cold Moon palette reminds me a lot of like somewhat of the color story of Pretty Grunge from Huda Beauty, which you guys know I absolutely fell in love with. So I am definitely I'm intrigued because this is very, very beautiful. I love the color story. Inslee Rain is just super expensive. For an indie brand, it's pretty expensive. Like it's up there in luxury price range. But I am intrigued. I have not tried Inslee Rain Cosmetics, so let me know if you guys have. I know Heather Austin tried them last year and fell in love with them. So I'm intrigued. The next thing I see is the Gourmand Girls Cosmetics' Silent Night palette with Doodles by the Bunny. Gourmand Girls is another brand I would be intrigued to try sometime this year if the cards are right. The palette itself is $54.99, so expensive, but in the range of other indie brands, it's not that expensive. Let me know if you guys have tried Gourmand Girls, and let me know the quality, shipping, customer service, everything. I follow Doodles by the Bunny actually on Instagram, and she comes up with some of the prettiest stuff. I think Pat McGrath should actually hire Doodles by the Bunny and be like, help me save this brand. Talk about the Glamlight and Garfield collection. Glamlight, I own a lot from Glamlight. They were like probably one of the original indie brands, but I don't like collaborations all the time, and it seems like all they do is collaborations because I don't want to be the kind of person that's like I have to buy it because it's a collaboration because I like who they're collaborating with. I don't want to be that type of person. I wish Glamlight would just come up with their own original stuff again, like they used to. Machina palette from Blend Buddy Cosmetics. I would definitely be intrigued to pick this up at some point. Color story doesn't intrigue me as much as some other Blend Buddy Cosmetics ones do, but it's a colorful palette. Everybody could use a colorful palette. That I know and are intrigued to try. So there are other indie brands on here that I'm not covering their releases just because, like I said, I'm wanting to cover ones that I know and are intrigued to try at this moment. Of course, it can always change, but Shroud Cosmetics is releasing a Dark Academia palette, which I absolutely love. The Moonfall palette, I think it's dark and gorgeous, and I love it. And this is supposed to be its sister palette. It's beautiful. It is super duper beautiful. I love Shroud Cosmetics' quality. I've obviously ordered from them before. The palette itself, I believe, is like 50 something dollars or something like that. I don't know, but it's beautiful. This is super gorgeous. So this is the Plumeria Dragon palette from Sugar Drizzle, and I want this because there is, I believe, a shade in here called. Oh no, there's not. This is a different palette, but it's beautiful. The pinks with that green and gold, like this is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. It's only $40, which is relatively a good price for an indie brand. Let's just be completely honest. And I've ordered from Sugar Drizzle before, and I want to order some more stuff from them that's not just eyeshadow palettes, which I feel like most indie brands do tend to focus on eyeshadow palettes. So the fact that Sugar Drizzle has other products makes me happy. Ladybug Glow had released a Florista palette. The product themselves just like them swatched on their promo picture. It just looks less pigmented than what it used to when she had her Etsy shop. So I don't know what is going on with that, but try Ladybug Glow. collection from Kaleidos. I'm intrigued. I've already heard this. I've ordered from Kaleidos before, so I have a lot of their products. So I already know like how I feel about their formula, and I love their formula. They make one of my favorite quads, which is the Black Jasmine quad, if you didn't know. That's just one of my favorite quads just in general. So I'm definitely intrigued to buy these two because I want to have the whole collection when it comes to Kaleidos. And I also want to try some of their blushes because they have a bright pink blush. And they have some very beautiful like multi-chrome face highlighters and multi-chrome like gel liners. I told you guys before I would be intrigued to try the ColourPop ones only after I tried the Kaleidos ones, and that's literally specifically why I want to get the Kaleidos ones, is because I want to try the ColourPop ones, but I feel I should support Kaleidos first since they're an indie brand and they released it first. So there is that, even though I'm not entirely sure how often I'll use multi-chrome gel pencil liners. Matrix Sugar and Spice palette. Definitely intrigued to try that. I've ordered quite a bit from Glaminatrix. I have the Nocturnal palette, I have Into the Night, I have Glamorous, and I also have Nearly Natural. All beautiful palettes, but this is their first like lab-made palette. So I am intrigued because I want to know if the formula is just as good. They've released some singles as well, and I have an empty magnetic palette to put their singles in, so to say I'm intrigued would be the least. Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny. It's the Nightshade palette. I think I've talked about this before. I actually want them to release the perfume that they use in these promo pictures because it is stinking gorgeous. But obviously, I've talked about it before when I was talking about the Silent Night palette. I follow Doodles by the Bunny, so I am a little biased, even though I've never tried Gourmand Girls' formula. I need to because I do follow Doodles by the Bunny, and I think her color stories are gorgeous, although I have found with the palette that she has been releasing with Gourmand Girls is that personally I feel like some of the shades might be a little repetitive. So I'm very curious. I want to get them in person and I want to swatch the shades I think are repetitive in person before I make any other assumption. So I'm still intrigued because I want to try the formula. I still follow Doodles by the Bunny. I think Pat McGrath needs to hire Doodles by the Bunny because I can see that brand sinking fast. Released a cute little 9-pan called Mojito. I'm not interested in this because I don't need a green palette like this. But in case you guys are, Sugar Drizzle does have a Mojito palette. That's cute. I have a lot of experience with Sydney Grace. They always have a Christmas in July sale. So I'm seeing the Christmas in July sale being advertised for last year. They usually release palettes, and their palettes are actually really, really gorgeous. I have a lot of products I want to get from Sydney Grace that I am waiting on because of my no-buy, but definitely you are going to be seeing Sydney Grace on my channel for sure. I have had such amazing experience with shopping from Sydney Grace. I think that their customer service spot on. There is a lot of indie brands that need to learn from Sydney Grace. I even heard some people say that Sydney Grace is the like neutral of the indie brands. So, and I definitely think so. Sydney Grace doesn't really venture out too much with when it comes to like crazy color stories for their like palettes and stuff like that the way other indie brands do. So I definitely say yeah, Sydney Grace is a neutral brand. Indie brand. The next one I see is an Up Close Love's Journey palette from Sydney Grace. Like I said, I love their packaging. I love their formula, and I love the palettes that they release. And I don't think that they always keep around the palettes that they release in their Christmas for July sale July sale. Brand in my opinion, but this is the Kimchi Cheek Beauty Spacey Nudes, which I don't like the packaging. I want to try Kimchi Beauty because I think Allie Dawson has tried it and she loved it. But definitely not the palette for me. I don't like the packaging. I don't like plastic packaging like this. It looks like there is only one shimmer, which I feel more shimmers are needed in a 10-pan palette. But if you've tried Kimchi Cheek Beauty, let me know down below. Is it an indie brand? Fantasy Cosmetica, the Fighter palette, which I think that they've actually released another palette after this. I want to purchase everything from Fantasy Cosmetica. I absolutely love the look of their 9 pans. I love the idea behind gaming. I play a rogue assassin in Skyrim currently, so it gets me. It gets me. It gets me. It gets me. I definitely am planning to pick up everything. A huge stink last year. This is the Astral Radiance Cosmetics Wednesday collection, and I don't think that Astral Radiance Cosmetics actually exists anymore. I don't think so, but they had a really cute eyeshadow palette for $29, a blush for $9, a highlighter for $9.99, bronzing and highlighting palette for $14.99, 3 matte liquid lipsticks for $11.99, and then 3 lip glosses for $11.99. And they also had a dark rose blush for $12, which reminds me a lot of the Wet n Wild Rebel Rose brush that I love and I have recently retired in my collection. I would have loved to have replaced that brush with something like this, but like I said, I think that they didn't survive the controversy, actually. And the last post was from July 2023, so yeah. Let's see. Beauty Creations had collaborated with Louis Castro. I'm not interested in beauty creations. I don't know who Louis Castro is, but great for him. He looks like he made a gorgeous purple palette with some neutrals. So I really like that. I don't know the quality of beauty creations. The lashes looked gorgeous. I would have picked up the lashes. I love blenders, so I would have picked up those beauty blenders for sure. Let me know if you guys had this collection. Decluttering some products from this collection, but Glamlight collaborated with Hershey. They made a milk chocolate collection. They had like 2 eyeshadow palettes, one that was cool tone, one that was warm tone. I didn't get the eyeshadow palettes because I didn't need them. They had lip products. I didn't get those. I didn't need them. But I did get the highlighter. So I did declutter the gold highlighter in my last declutter, and the people I gave it away to love it. I still have the white kind of champagne gold highlight from the cookies and cream one. So I do still have some of this collection. I'm just not really a fan of Glamlight anymore like I used to be. This is actually the brand I think I'm going to focus on next year in 2025. I think that's going to be one of my brands to focus on. But they did release some magic lip oils, and I actually think that Juvia's Place sells on Amazon, like they have their own Amazon shop. So I would be intrigued to maybe pick up some Juvia's Place products this year from Amazon. Are you guys intrigued? Because I am intrigued. I am not really a fan of Juvia's Place's eyeshadow formula. I like their mattes better than their shimmers, but I don't like their shimmers very well. But I am intrigued to try other products from them. This is a pretty big brand, so sometimes I forget that it is an indie brand. Talk about this. Base Blue Cosmetics released 4 season face powders. There was like a spring powder, a summer powder, a autumn bronzer, and a winter blue color corrector. I just remember people dragging this to filth last year. I remember people dragging this to filth because it's so stupid, and I don't think that a lot of people actually like the formula for Base Blue Cosmetics. Let me know if you've tried it and if you do. Alright, so Give Me Glow Cosmetics had released a Butterfly Vibes palette last year, and it was inspired by like Britney Spears' like old albums, which I love Britney Spears. It's a gorgeous palette. I did not pick this up, and I won't pick this up because it's very, very big and colorful for what it is. But Give Me Glow has an amazing, amazing formula. It's only $54 for this palette. So if this color story is something that intrigues you, I definitely recommend picking it up. Give Me Glow, like I said, has an amazing formula. They have an amazing matte formula. They have an amazing shimmer formula. I have so much from Give Me Glow at this point. Like I think I have like 10 palettes from them, honestly. They are water liners, and they're like duo ones. I'm intrigued by this to pick this up at all. I don't like split pans at all. I know some people do. I don't like them at all. Like to this day, split pans really turn me off. But I'm also not a water activated liner person because I only will ever wear a black liquid liner on my lid. I'm just now branching out with my waterline in other colors. Like I want to try a brown, like stuff like that. So I think that it's going to be asking too much for me to do a different top liner, but I just want to let you guys know those were released last year. Wow, I wasn't filming at all. Love that for me. So Clarity Cosmetics with a K released a perfect brush collection, and it looks like it's all eye brushes, which I could use some new face and eye brushes. So that turns me off a little bit, but I could definitely be intrigued to, where did it go? You had something here. Where did it go? But I could definitely be intrigued to try this when I do an order from Clarity Cosmetics, because I could be intrigued to pick this up when I pick up an eyeshadow palette. Last year, Clarity Cosmetics actually released mini versions of their palettes. So they're the same palette, it's just the pans are a minier size, and it ends up saving people money in the long run. I don't know how many people they had complaining about the size and the price, but I think that they have been able to create something that is a happy medium for everybody. Like this too. This is the Stroud Cosmetics Peaches and Dreams palette. This is honestly the perfect spring palette. I do want to pick this up for spring this year, which I'm coming fast up on spring, so definitely something I'm planning to purchase soon. It is super duper gorgeous. I think that it's very different for Stroud Cosmetics, because earlier in the video we talked about the Dark Academia palette where it's dark colors. And I told you about the Moonfall palette. It's also dark colors. So definitely something different for Stroud Cosmetics. Super excited to try it. I don't see a lot of people talking about. It's Gloss Gods. I have quite a few palettes from Gloss Gods. They have a Changing Skies eyeshadow palette collection too. So I'm not interested in the blue one, which is the color of rain, I think is what it's called. All shimmer with one matte black. I'm not interested in that. The Lavender Skies one I am super interested in, because I love those matte lavender shades mixed with the shimmer shades. Gloss Gods is absolutely amazing when it comes to releasing shimmer shades that pop. So if you want a good shimmer formula, I definitely recommend Gloss Gods. They have a lot of all shimmer palettes. I'm not a fan of all shimmer palettes. I like to have some mattes in there, but it is what it is. The palettes that I have from Gloss Gods they do have mattes in them, so I'm going to point that out. This video launched when Lethal was talking about these products releasing. So Lethal released 6 pure metals and 6 multi-chromes in an empty palette that was consisting of a 12 pan. I definitely want to try these sometime this year. I want to order from Lethal. I want to support the website themselves, so I'm definitely going to order from the website and just pay the extra shipping if I have to, because I do want to support this indie brand, because it does look like they're finally releasing products that I am super interested in, which makes me happy because I've been wanting to try this brand. Teresa is Dead is the one who has done collabs with this brand, so definitely going to check out her videos, because it seems like she's going to be more knowledgeable on the formula. Do you remember when Blend Bunny released the Sugar and Grunge palette and people were mad about the shimmers being mixed up? It's kind of I think that Blend Bunny is a magnetic palette anyways, so just move the shades where they go. And also, if you're doing a monochromatic look to begin with, you should be able to point out which shimmer goes with it, so it shouldn't matter if the rows are in a row. I think that I like it because it's kind of telling you be a little more creative, use pink and greens together, use pink and purples together, use blue and greens together. It's trying to make you be more creative. Your inner artist live free, I guess. They might release a Rick and Morty collab, which I forgot about. I was only really interested in the top corner that had a purple and a pink. That's the only shades I was interested in this palette. I know it made a lot of people's top favorites. I wasn't a fan of Rick and Morty. I don't really watch TV anyways to begin with. I'm kind of getting into watching Hell's Kitchen and some of the MCU. I started watching Pam and Tommy on Hulu. I did try the setting spray though, and I liked it. It was okay. I like the packaging more than anything, to be completely honest. I just wish, like I said, that Glamlite would come out with more of their own original products instead of just collaborating with everybody. I feel like 1 or 2 collabs a year would be cute, like the Kiss collab for Valentine's Day would have been super duper cute, but I just wish that they would come up with their own things, like the Happy Hour collection, something like that. I wish that they would just be more original. Serendipity palette. It is. I remember. I want to go back after this and watch Heather Austin's video. She did a video with this. I actually have it in my Amazon cart. I want to pick this up because Care Beauty does sell on Amazon, so I want to pick this up so bad. It looks super gorgeous. It's a 42 pan palette, which is the only thing holding me back because I'm like, I don't need, with my 400 eyeshadow palettes, I do not need 42 pan palette. But it is for sale for $29, which is the price it retails for on Amazon. So I don't know, It looks gorgeous. The inside looks gorgeous. I really need to go back and watch Heather Austin's video because I need to be refreshed on if this is a good, she said it's a good quality or not. This is Cosmic Brushes. They're rebranding, I think, to Cosmic Beauty, but they released the Delicious Delights palette. Cosmic Beauty is actually very, very inexpensive for an indie brand, so I definitely recommend Cosmic Beauty. They are a UK indie brand, so please remember that if you are getting to the United States, is that it could be a little bit longer shipping, it could be a little bit more expensive than what you're used to, but remember you're going to support an indie brand. It's a good reason. So definitely planning to pick this up. Cosmic Brushes actually does not do like limited edition palettes. Like all their palettes that I missed last year, which was the Muse, the Delicious Delights, the Gothic, and then the Winter Wonderland, are all still available, and I can get them for under $100. So planning to pick these up sometime soon. Glow Cosmetics released a blueberry muffin palette. This is super duper cute. It's such a cute idea. 100% recommend the formula. Like I said, I don't own this palette, but looking at it, I think I should. It's just so cute. I love blueberry muffins. Jackson loves blueberries. Kai loves blueberries. So like I love it. I want to talk about from last year. It is the Inslee Rain Crystal Skies collection. It's a collab with Shifty Shadows. It's super duper gorgeous. I wish that they would bring this back because this is so stunningly gorgeous. The packaging is gorgeous. The products themselves looks gorgeous. Heather Austin has a video with this collection. This is what got Inslee Rain on my radar, was when this palette was released, and I was like, that is gorgeous. Maybe I should look at this brand. Because I'd like to show you guys the look with lashes and without lashes. So here's with the Kiss OSB number 11s, and then this is just with I use the L'Oreal Telescopic Lip Mascara. So I do see on Indie Makeup Hotspot that they did post the Luna Beauty and Laura Lee collab. I don't know if this is still available. I was super intrigued, not by the eyeshadow palette, which was so confusing to me because I was like, I'm not intrigued by the eyeshadow palette. I just don't care about the eyeshadow palette. It just wasn't really for me. I want to get the blush palette if I could find it. I would. I do have the lipsticks. The lipsticks, I'm not really a fan of the colors on me, to be completely honest, which I'm surprised about because seeing them swatched, I figured I would like them, but I don't. They also have a brush set too that they came out with. They're like besties collaborating, which I think is super cute, but I really think it's actually more Lunar Beauty collaborating with Laura Lee, honestly, because it's all Lunar Beauty packaging, and I think it's actually Lunar Beauty's formula as well. So I do see on here that Gourmand Girls collaborated with Sierra Soto, which I don't actually think is like an influencer. Is she an influencer? Oh yeah, she is. She was dealing with like breast cancer, if I remember correctly. So they released a breast cancer awareness palette, which I think more bigger brands should do. I think that is such a good idea. And they were giving like the proceeds to breast cancer awareness and like supporting it to like find cures and stuff like that. Like that is amazing. People should do like brands should do that more often. This palette is also stunningly gorgeous. This palette is what got Gourmand Girls on my radar because I was like, man, that's not only a gorgeous palette, but it's also a really great cause. So I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. My computer is telling me I need to free up some storage. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. I think it was kind of fun to tell you guys my opinion on products that are now released, products that have released last year, revisiting them. I think that was a lot of fun. I should do it more often. Remember, I checked out Indie Makeup Hotspot, so I just went through the whole account, and I think we ended on like June 2023. So we definitely went back quite a few months and looked at some old products that had released, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, y'all.